logistic work this week. So the first thing we're going to start by doing is taking this pallet of aluminum plasma cup panels over to our friends at CNC Fabricators, because they've got a nice big CNC press brake. They're going to bend all these panels into the shape that we need so that we can do the next step afterwards. So let's get them loaded up and head over. Day in the life. Welcome back. I'll say it like Walker does. Welcome back. Today we've got a fun little weld project, and this is about as good as it gets when somebody brings you something. So shout out to a local dude, Cody. I'll leave his last name out in case he'd like to preserve some anonymity, but this is a Sportster, Harley Davidson Sportster frame, and he's doing a hardtail conversion. So for the uninitiated, you'll hear softtail, hardtail. Softtail refers to a bike with rear suspension. Hardtail, as it implies, it's hard. There's no suspension. And when you're going for that chopper look, a lot of guys do hardtail swaps so they can have the bike lower and it won't bottom out because they don't have to worry about a rear shock. And you can buy these kits. So this kit came from a company called Lowbrow Customs. And I've used Lowbrow Customs before for parts and pieces for motorcycles I used to own. And it's a good looking product. It's ERW seam welded tubing. So it's not DOM or chromoly or anything. This is the same type of stuff we built those bike racks out of, because you can see the seam right here. So that tells you what kind of tubing it is. If it was DOM, you wouldn't see that seam and it would be a little more expensive. But you can see the welds that they done. You know, they're not like aerospace welds by any means, but they're very consistent, very good. Not too much undercutting, so they got somebody working there that knows what they're doing. And Cody, the guy that brought it to us, he's already tacked it on. So inside these joints, there's actually a sleeve inside. So this pipe and this pipe would have the same OD, but where the joint is, there's a pipe the next size down that's been sleeved inside of it. And you can see it through this hole right here. So Cody's actually tacked everything in place, and he's pre-drilled these holes that will be plug welded in order to help locate that sleeve. It's already been plug welded on the hardtail side by Lowbrow. It comes that way. So basically, when he gets the kit, it says cut here, pull your existing stuff off, and then this will slip inside of the existing tubes as he's done. And he even bothered to bevel everything for us. So we're in good shape. And he said, sorry, all I had was a flux core welder to tack it in place. I was like, dude, that's okay. Because we'll tack it on the other sides. We'll go back and grind that flux core out. And then we'll come back over it with some ER70S2 filler, just mild steel filler, because that's all this is. And then we talked him into getting it powder coated. It wasn't really talked him into it. I said, do you want us to help you with finish? And he goes, well, the last quote we got was really high. Texted a photo to Lucas. Lucas came in at half the price he was told. So he goes, yep, I would love to powder coat it.
That's the Lucas way.
That's the Lucas way. So we're gonna weld it, and then we're gonna take the head tube off here. We're gonna take all this off, because this is aluminum, and then there's rubber seals and stuff in here. These are the front shocks. If these made it into a powder coating oven, all this rubber would melt and break down. So all that front hardware is gonna be removed. So we'll have just the naked frame ready to go to Lucas. Yeah, we'll have to take off the street bell there. But I think first thing is let's suit up.
Yeah.
And then we will do some grinding, do some cleanup, a little wire wheeling. Maybe go ahead and take this kickstand off so that we have full access in there. because Lucas probably isn't gonna wanna powder coat it like that anyway. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do today is TIG weld. Yes, finally in the month of Fab, some TIG welding. Tyler's excited.
I am excited.
Tyler came on the team like, dude, when are we gonna be doing the cool stuff?
I did not say that.
Yeah.
Was saying that
Everything else is so boring.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
But we're gonna be welding this today with our, of course, HTP 251, water-cooled TIG welder. Love this thing. It has made me a believer in HTP because, well, if you want to see the video of us doing the initial reviews and testing with the one and only Peter Zila, go click right here. That video is awesome. We literally welded Coke cans together and razor blades in the same video, I think, right?
Yeah.
So this thing is amazingly capable and we are not going to be pushing it at all today. This is,
We also did titanium and copper.
yeah, copper was crazy. I'm thinking about 150 amps. We're using a foot pedal, big wide Furic Pyrex lens on the torch there. And we're gonna be running about 30 plus CFH through the tip. And that's it. Just inspecting it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a few tacks where places I can see right now before we handle it too much.
Yeah.
That way it's gonna stay together.
Yeah.
Actually, you tack it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the finish weld, but you do everything up to that point.
Gotcha.
Actually, you know what? You do it. What am I doing? I got a white shirt on today.
Well, mostly white.
Yeah, dude, first thing I did. This shirt is brand new as of this morning, and anyone who knows my dad, Mike, knows that that is a very predictable Whiteside behavior trait. So we'll get me coaching him through the first few tacks, and then, well, hell, I'd like to film all of it, but whatever you got. If you're chewing on something, go back to it. If not, hang out with us. So get your pedal where you want it. Probably end up using a 3/32 rod for the main pass, but for tacking, I'll give you this thinner 16th rod. I would go out a little further on this.
All right.
Just, I mean, this gas lens is so big that you could run a ton of stick out. I would go ahead and run plenty so that you can see what's going on.
Gotcha.
So here's what I start looking for, right, when I'm in this moment. Where is it already tacked? So I believe he tacked it on the bottom. So I would treat this as doing in triplets. So I'd go here and then find 2 equal spots here and here, you know, so kind of tack on the upper half here,
Like right
upper half
there.
here. Yeah, sort of like your like 11 and 2 o'clock
Yeah.
positions.
Yeah.
Here and here, and then up here, he's got it tacked here, so we'll put one down here and down here.
Okay.
Nice fat tack, but you don't want to, so with tube welding specifically, your whole goal is not to heat soak it, because you don't want that much deformation. You see the heat affected zone on these welds here?
Yeah.
It's not very big. So they established a puddle as fast as they could, and they started adding quickly and moved. So here I would say 2 or 3 dabs worth of tack, but you definitely want to get it hot enough to see that the puddle make it all the way down to the inner pipe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so go ahead and floor it and we'll see what 150 amps looks like. Yeah, hot, 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 hot. Now add. Yeah, do 2 or 3 dabs and back off. There you go. Were you foot to the ground at any point?
Yeah. I was
Okay.
foot to the ground the whole time.
The whole time? All right,
much.
I'm gonna give you a little more heat.
Yeah, reaching down there to that sleeve was a little hard.
Yeah, it didn't look like you had quite the horsepower, so there's 170.
All right.
I'll hold the frame for you.
All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was better.
Yeah, and see, here's where we used to welding on a flat thing, sitting at a booth with a stool all day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to kick that stool out of your way and stand up.
Yeah.
We'll see if he decides to tell me this time if he dips his tungsten or not. Last time he didn't tell me and he let me find it on my own.
I was gonna do it or clean it up, but then I forgot.
I hear that a lot around here.
Yeah. All right, watch your eyes. Hot.
Yep.
Good.
Okay. So those are sufficiently tacked. And now I would say we lean this over.
Yeah. All right. One more. All right.
All right, cool. So it's tacked. We're gonna be able to move it around a little more confidently now. I think the next thing we do is we'll get some mechanics tools. We'll stand this thing up. I'll take the forks off here,
Yeah.
make that naked, and then if you wanna start working on that kickstand,
Yeah.
seeing what it takes to get that off of there. Here, hold this frame like that. Now we switch to mechanic mode. But yeah, again, the general premise is, just don't show the VIN number here, but these forks need to all come out. The idea is these two screws, the shocks themselves come out, and then there's a giant bolt usually that runs through here. It's been a while since I've taken a motorcycle apart, but there's some bearings and a shaft in the middle of this head tube, and then this triple support. This is a cast aluminum piece. This will come off and that'll come off. So all you'll have is this black part and then everything else back there. And we've got a big starter coil here. That'll come off, and then we need to take the kickstand off. And then we can powder coat everything else. And just like that, we are up in Czech, Virginia, coming up on the new site for Floydfest. Floydfest is one of the biggest music festivals here in Southwest Virginia. We are not too far from Floyd, Virginia, Highway 221 North, and we're coming up here to pick up some pieces from an old sign that they had on site, and we're gonna breathe some new life into it and build a new sign / sculpture for the grounds here. So let's see what we got. So this is the new Floydfest site. Got a love sign over there. Floydfest is about a month away at the time of filming this. So we are going to be a little under the gun to get this project done, and I'm looking to see where a lot of this stuff is. But yeah, the grounds are shaping up nicely. Big operation up here. Floydfest has been going on, I think 15 or so years, 15, 16 years. I think this is Floydfest 16. Aurora is the theme. And look at all this. It's a special place. But picking up segments of a ring that we're gonna weld back into a complete ring, and then make a metal sign that goes inside that ring that is specific to their theme for this year. but then we'll be able to change it out for the coming years and personalize this sign as a centerpiece for wherever on the grounds it is going to end up. But coming up here to the main office area, and we're gonna figure out just what we're picking up. So check in with you in a second. So here's what we're looking at. These are the ring segments here, and it looks like they've placed some other miscellaneous metal bits here to see if we have any interest in it. I only brought so much truck with me today, so this is the stuff we're definitely getting. Not sure about that other stuff. Not sure what that's all about, but this will make more sense when we get it to the shop, but we'll film loading it up here. All right, there's a truckload of stuff. Hopefully there's a full circle worth of tubing in there. I think there's actually 2 full circles, but we shall see. Back down the mountain we go. 41 minutes to home. It's beautiful up here. Absolutely beautiful. Floydfest coming up. About a month or so. So we'll see how this goes. Well, that was a wee bit sketchy. I started hearing a noise on my back window near the bottom of the mountain, and yeah, I had a rusty pipe tapping away on my back window, so glad it didn't break the glass. But we made it. All right, well, there it is. An ugly load. Kind of looks cool, actually. But here soon, we will be, I think there's 2 rings worth of material here. And these big boxes would have gone around wooden timbers. So if you can imagine a ring and then a timber on either side, the ring floats in between the timbers, and that's how this is gonna work again. We're gonna reassemble a ring with a box on either side. Vertical timbers will go up through the boxes, thus supporting the ring. And then inside the ring is a plasma cut sign that we have designed, and we'll be making that and getting it powder coated along with this, but different colors. And the center panel will be interchangeable. So you won't see us work on this for a few days, but this happened today, so I wanted to show you guys that and prime that part of the story. But I'm going to jump back over here on something else for the rest of the day. Got that part out. So now everything left on the frame should be able to be powder coated. No problem. Let's get to welding this together. All right, there it is, all welded up. Joint was a little ugly. I did several passes, like a root pass and then a cap pass. If you look at the factory welds from the Harley dealership, we're definitely improving. So there's that, those nice and thick, lots of extra metal, and I think it's good to go. So there you go. We'll set this over there, put satin black on the tape, have it picked up by the powder coaters. Thank you for watching this episode of the Month of Fabrication. Almost done with the month. It's been a fun experiment. Thank you guys for sticking with us. It's been a hectic few weeks, as you could probably tell. We got through a lot of work, and now we're kind of in between some stuff, but still lots to do. So please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.